Hello, this is Braasch. Welcome back to my channel. What I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to read my blog post, which is the introduction to the character letter that was written by Yale philosophy professor Stanley on my behalf. This was an exhibit that was part of my response to the false and grossly defamatory charge of racial harassment that was levied against me by Yale grad school dean Lynn Cooley. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and read the blog post in this video, and then I will read the actual letter in the next video. I am going to be posting the character letters that were written on my behalf that were part of my exhibits attached to my response to the grossly false and defamatory charge of racial harassment levied against me by Yale Graduate School Dean Lynn Cooley in June 2018, following the Living or Napping While Black hate crime hoax at Yale University. I will, of course, only be posting those character letters for which I have received permission from the authors. Here is the character letter from Yale philosophy professor Stanley. I consider Jason a dear friend. He is an esteemed and distinguished professor of philosophy at Yale. Jason is one of my advisors, and he is one of my 2 co-chairs for my dissertation committee. Jason is the reason why I got into Yale. He loved my writing sample, and he was impressed that I had been working with Bas von Frassen at San Francisco State University, where I received my terminal MA in philosophy before applying to PhD programs. Jason is an analytical philosopher who applies those tools to social justice problems, and I am also such a philosopher. That's why Jason wanted me to come and work with him. I have always seen my PhD dissertation as a human and civil rights project, as my Saving the World project, and I apply game theory and agent-based computational modeling and simulation and social psychology to an analysis of how to minimize the oppression inherent to our social institutions, including our legal institutions. I am developing a non-ideal philosophy of law and language. Jason has been nothing less than amazing to me during the entire time I've been at Yale. I can't imagine a more supportive advisor. I also really wanted to share Jason's character letter because he has been criticized of late, and I think this letter shows that those criticisms are misplaced. Professor Stanley is a man and a scholar of principles. He stands up for what is right, even if this is an unpopular opinion. He stood by my side during the Living or Napping While Black hate crime hoax at Yale, and he fought tirelessly behind the scenes to save my life and human and civil rights, academic and legal careers. He also stood by my side in spring 2015 when I was socially ousted from the philosophy department by most of the other graduate students because I stood up for the federal civil rights, the religious expression rights of an evangelical black man, our only person of color job candidate for a tenure-track assistant professor position. Jason's letter is very important because his letter confirms these events of spring 2015. Jason's letter made me cry because it is so beautiful. I will defend him to the ends of the earth. And then I have a link to the character letter from Professor Stanley, and I say that I'm going to create YouTube videos wherein I read the letters, which is what I'm doing now. So thank you so much for watching this and listening to me. The next video will be me reading the actual character letter from Professor Stanley of Yale University. I will have a whole bunch of links below, including my PayPal me and GoFundMe links. Please support me as I continue to fight for justice. This is not just about my life and my career. It's about stopping the moral outrage industry, and it's about restoring civil liberties on college campuses across the U.S. Okay, thank you so much. Have a great night.